I'm Martin Golan. My last publication was a novel called Night With Lilith. I was going to read from it, but I think poetry by spirit works better at this time to just bring us through and get us to the end. I want to thank the West Caldwell Library for coming up with the idea of offering these readings. So this poem is about something that I'm sure comes to mind to many of us during this time of pandemic, the scariness of it. I'm thinking, of course, of 9/11, another time which threatened to destroy the fabric of our community and stressed all of us beyond measure, and where we lost many friends. Among the friends I lost was someone named Howard Kestenbaum, who was my neighbor, and Howard and I used to walk on the train together, commute together to the city. He'd go up to the 103rd floor, and I'd walk a few blocks away to where my office was then. Howard and I also studied Jewish mysticism together, and I used images of that in this poem that's really just about him, and even ends with the sentiment that when you brush away all the philosophy and all the politics, you end up with just the fact that you lost a friend. It's called The Breaking of the Vessels, for Howard. I like to think you were contemplating God in one form or another at your desk on the 103rd floor when the first plane hit. A smile on your lips, you were strolling the orchard we wandered together, the magical world of miracles and madness, seeing the light so bright that next to it what we know as light is darkness. I watched as you splashed science on a class of Christians and agnostics and Buddhists and Jews. We chuckled often at the odd combinations. The breaking of the vessels that created the universe was the Big Bang, you said, before you got lost in the dreams of angels, in a world created not with thunderbolts or fire or with jealousy or rage, but with God just saying. You listened harder than all of us. Even science could not save you. In the ruins of the towers we walk through daily, you would have found letters and added them up to find meaning. The mysteries of the mystics revealed on Church Street, reason in ashes. Your body became a Hebrew letter in the burning village of our day. All of it no less unreal than your wife seeing on TV the tower you worked in dissolve into dust. To hope you died quickly, did not fall, awake and unhurt, down 103 stories into smoke and debris, watched in the silence of terror, watched in the terror of hate, watched with the helplessness of love. At your memorial service, a cell phone rang as your daughter gave a eulogy. A woman, astonished to discover that the phone was hers, stood and scrambled and dug it from her purse as dozens stared, amused, relieved it wasn't theirs. A stranger's humiliation, always safer to witness than a daughter's grief. But afterward, stuck in traffic, in the chaos of my city, in the insanity of change, I break to pay the toll, and I, who never weep or follow anyone deep into the complexities of faith, felt tears brimming at this simple fact when I slid beyond the politics and the punditry, the speculating and prognosticating, again to land on a simple, brutal fact: you will never break for a toll on the Jersey Turnpike again. My next poem is called Glimpse of a Father Hiding. He was in the kitchen, hiding, listening to the transistor radio. The score of a baseball game had to be the Dodgers, when he should have been in the living room with the rest of us watching Ed Sullivan. I went in for some reason. I was a little kid and saw him hunched over the tiny radio by the stove with such eagerness to hear, to learn the score, that he broke the rules he enforced with such vigor that it terrified his son, the son who caught him in the act as if the little boy who caught him were old enough to see the shocking sight of his father, caught off guard, at a loss and not in total control. Now, standing in my kitchen, washing dishes, one of the many things I do that my father never did, I hear my children laugh, as my father must have done those many years ago from something on TV, that burst of cheer from a distant room, cut loose from the joke that caused it, a canned chorus of ecstasy that sings its joy in the stillness of the house, then dies away forever. We are all so distant from what we love, and it moves us farther from ourselves. There is so little that we can hold, so little we have that stays for long. In the end, it's just laughter from rooms we no longer live in, from jokes never heard. Time, that heartless thief, steals it all away and leaves us only memory as a sad but sweet consolation prize, too painful to keep, too precious to let go. And then this poem is about an experience that, if you've had it, you'll understand. If you haven't had it, maybe you won't understand, but you can try to understand. It's called Job Interview. His desk is nightmare huge, swimming through the blueness of his room. His body shakes in robot jerks. His fingers rattle on your resume. He glances at your life, the yawn of lonely years you stifle shut with outstretched dates. You ooze enthusiasm, alertly cough. You explain the reason for insane acts. Your words have no substance. They sputter and gasp toward the ceiling, bubbles from deep-sea divers' masks. He is younger than you, has never been outside of things, never drowned in the order of his days, or yearned for what he already had, or mourned what he had not yet lost. You cry, you scream, you leap on his desk and dance, singing madly to yourself. And when you leave, his door will not close properly. And this one is called Poem for My Daughter on Her Birthday. And so, Emily, you are born this year and begin your life without a thought of what is here or there. You are right now only curiosity and tears. Your world has no names, only objects of perplexing variety, tied to a oneness you will not have for long. I welcome you into this glorious, finite life, with a voice that forms no words. I ease you into this place where every single thing can disappear, where even gravity is worth studying, where sunlight astonishes, snow dazzles, and love is perfect because there is no you. By squeezing you, baby daughter, I feel the intuition of your joy. My love is physical, it thrives on touch. I am starry-eyed, tongue-tied, heartsick when away, a teenager obsessed with his wicked crush. I moon over the way your flesh clung on my shoulder last night as you fell asleep. I am heroic when I return, a joyous apparition, your eyes dizzy with love. I am lost from all I feel, but know to hold you, baby daughter, I am holding on. And this next poem is for a friend of mine who's unfortunately going through this. It's called Divorce. We are breaking up the apartment. The oriental rug was sold. I dragged its warmth off naked floors. Paint-thick wires turned selfishly in corners. A shelfless wall is shot with faulty holes. A sudden wall of brick is left exposed. We gave up halfway through. Our ceiling is a series of vein-like cracks of staggering complexity, a cardboard box of items loved, cherished, carried here and there, whose loss we fretted over, lies heavy by the door, taped shut, exhausted. The paint shows scuff marks that a couch once hid, and a splotch of gray, shaped like the circus poster that hung for years. The mirror that found us each morning left its shadow on the wall. and lost its chance to watch us age. There is no future we can find. There is no life that we can live. We are doomed to return to our original state, like this telephone with its coiled earring of wire that sits alone on a hardwood floor and meditates in the middle of an empty room, asking, why? Thank you for listening. I hope that poetry can somehow soothe us during this time of pandemic. And let's hope, we'll always have poetry. Let's just hope that we don't have the pandemic for that long.